Welcome back, class 10, your civics class today. Today, we will study about the powers and functions of the Council of Ministers. The Council of Ministers has enormous powers and manifold responsibilities. Manifold means different types of, many, large number of, which cover administrative, legislative, and financial fields. In fact, all these powers are vested in the cabinet. In fact, all these powers are given to the cabinet. Number one, formulation or formulating the policy of the government. First is formulating the policy of the government is the first power. The cabinet formulates external and domestic policies of the government. External and domestic policies of the government are formulated by the cabinet. It takes, that means the cabinet takes decisions on all the major problems. What does the cabinet take? It takes decisions on all the major problems or fields of defense and security needs, energy requirements, economic reforms, pollution control, improving relations with superpowers as well as neighboring countries, formulation of new states, and sending troops to trouble spots, and so on. So, these are some of the important areas where the cabinet can take its decision. Cabinet ministers have a considerable freedom, a lot of freedom the cabinet ministers have, but on all major matters, suppose the security of the country, whether there will be a war or not, where the troops could be sent, on the major matters, they should necessarily consult the cabinet. Number two, administrative functions. The cabinet is essentially a policy framing body. What is it? It is a policy framing body. When it has determined on a policy, when it has determined to have a policy, the appropriate ministry which is making the policy, it might be agriculture ministry, it might be education ministry, it might be energy resource ministry, whatever ministry that policy is making, carries out that. Means each ministry or department must faithfully follow the directions of the cabinet. What will happen? The ministers of that particular ministry should earnestly or faithfully follow the rules and regulations of that particular ministry. Okay. Now, the president makes all major appointments with the aid and advice of the ministers. What does the president do? The president makes all the important appointments. All the appointments are made by the president with the aid. With aid means with the help and advice of the ministers. Such appointments relate to the appointment of what are the posts which the president gives appointment. Number one, the Attorney General of India. Number two, Governor of a state. Number three, Chief Election Commissioner. Number four, election commissioners and others that have high rank on the government. Number three, coordination in functioning of various ministers. Normally, several departments are involved in the formulation and implementation of a policy. Normally, different types of departments are involved in forming and implementing a particular policy. But it's India's, be it India's missile program or implementation of Rural Employment Guarantee Act, whatever it is. Several departments are involved in making a particular policy and implementing it. So what does the cabinet do? The cabinet acts as a coordinator between these different ministries. Okay, different departments. Suppose one policy is on a health, suppose Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Not only the health department is concerned, sanitation department is concerned, then different policy making, how this Swachh Bharat Abhiyan will be implemented in different state departments are concerned. So who will coordinate it? The cabinet ministers or the cabinet will coordinate it. Proper functioning. Not only proper making of the policy, implementing of the policy is also done. Implementing means whether the policy has been carried out or not. If you make a policy and sit down nicely and relax, then the mission is not fulfilled. Policy should be made and it has to be implemented. Now comes financial functions. The cabinet is responsible for whole of the expenditure of the government and raising necessary revenues to meet it. A money bill can be introduced in Lok Sabha only by a minister. The annual financial statement, another name of annual financial statement is the budget. The budget occupies a peculiar position. When a budget is made, it has a peculiar position. What is the peculiarity of the budget? Although it is presented to the parliament in the name of the cabinet, its full proposals are neither circulated among the cabinet members nor they are debated. It is done and announced. The proposals are disclosed to the cabinet orally on the day of the budget speech, or when the day of the budget, when the finance minister makes a budget speech in the parliament. The detailed taxation proposals are, however, shown to the prime minister before they are presented to the parliament. The cabinet can examine the budget proposals after they had been presented to the parliament and may also suggest suitable modifications. Before the budget has been declared, before the budget speech, the cabinet ministers are not aware of the specifications of the particular budget. Now, legislative functions. The cabinet has so much to do with legislation that it seems to have become its major functions. Legislative function has become the main function of the cabinet. Although the houses are summoned by parliament, initiative in this matter is taken by the Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs. The Ministry of the Parliamentary Affairs takes the initiative when the session of the parliament will start or end. The cabinet, number 2. The cabinet prepares the president's special address to the parliament. The cabinet prepares the president's speech. President just reads it. The cabinet thus sets forth its legislative program at the commencement of the first session of the Lok Sabha after each general election, and at the commencement of the first session of the parliament each year. So, the cabinet ministers or the cabinet starts its legislative program when? After the general Lok Sabha and each year before the start of the first session of the parliament. Number 3. Parliament has neither the time nor the necessary know-how of making laws. Obviously, Parliament is the lawmaking organ of the country, but Parliament itself does not have the expertise, so the Parliament has to take help. Initiative in legislation has almost completely gone to the cabinet. The cabinet takes care of that whole thing. More than 95% of the bill are government bills are prepared by the ministries. They are introduced and explained and defended, that means quarreled upon or debated in the parliament by the ministers. In the matter of issuing ordinance, as in the other matters, the president acts on the advice of the ministers. Even if an ordinance has to be passed, we have studied what ordinance is. When an ordinance has to be passed, the president passes the ordinance, but the cabinet ministers advises him or her to do, then only he or she can pass it. So the cabinet is the instrumental in planning and moving an amendment in the constitution. Amendment means change in the law. If there is a change in the law of the constitution, that is known as amendment. The cabinet is instrumental in doing so. Sixth point is Diplomatic links with other nations. Obviously, the cabinet prepares the foreign policies of the nation. It directs how to negotiate agreements with the other countries of the world, and the cabinet plays an important role in choosing our ambassadors and giving recognition to new regimes. 7 is proclamation of emergency. The president cannot proclaim a state of emergency unless the Union Cabinet recommends to him in writing. Until and unless the Union Cabinet recommends the president in writing, now it is necessary that you should announce emergency, the president will announce it. This article relates to the proclamation of energy in an event of war or external aggression. War, the country is going for a war, or external aggression, that means the country is attacked by external forces or external countries, or armed armed rebellion within the country. Similarly, such decisions as the imposition of president rule in a state can be taken by the cabinet. Whether there will be a president rule in a state or not, that also will be taken by the cabinet ministers. So you can understand such a important section of the parliament is the cabinet, because it is the main rule making body of our country. There are some salient features of the cabinet system or the parliamentary form of government. What are these features? Number 1, president is the constitutional head of the state. State means over here country. The president is the constitutional head of the state. The real executive is the council of ministers. It is the cabinet who formulates the policies of the government and directs their implementations. Cabinet formulates and implements, and in some cases the cabinet directs the president to do it. President over here is just a puppet. Number 2, leadership of the prime minister. The prime minister is the main leader of the country. The council of ministers functions under the leadership of the prime minister. He acts as a link between the cabinet and the president. Question is often asked, what is the implication of the resignation of the prime minister? Or what will happen if the prime minister resigns? If the prime minister resigns, it will result in the resignation of the entire council of ministers. Question was asked, and it is asked many times. Number 3, harmonious cooperation between executive and legislative branches of the government. Members of the executive ministers are members of the legislative, and they take part in its deliberations. Obviously, they ask questions and defend their policies from the attack of the oppositions. Ruling party makes decisions, makes laws, makes policies, and the opposition always attacks it. So he has to defend it. Being certain of the support of the party or a coalition partners, I have told about coalition, what is coalition and what is coalition ministry. The ministers have necessary laws passed by the parliament. Thus, the chief merit of the parliamentary form of government is the harmony between the executive and the legislative. Okay. Now, and lastly, another feature is collective responsibility. Important, it is asked in the ICSE. The ministry functions on the basis of collective responsibility. What does it mean? Once the cabinet has reached its decision, it is the duty of each minister within that cabinet to own it as his own. If something goes right, the credit will go to all the ministers. If something goes wrong, the discredit has to be accepted by the ministers also. The minister who is unwilling to defend the policy of the government should resign. If you don't go with the government, if you don't support the government, if a minister of the cabinet, he has to resign. Because if the government is right, all the privilege or credit will go to the ministers of the cabinet. And if something goes wrong, the ministers have to face it. That is collective responsibility. I hope you have understood. A little bit is left, which We will finish it in the next class. Thank you very much.